Day 3. The Strait of Hormuz is a steel trap. But the real shockwave Ukrainian interceptors are screaming through the Gulf skies, shredding Iranian drones before they even reach American ships. $1,000 versus $50,000, and Ukraine is winning the math war for the US Navy. And while official Pentagon channels remain silent, the debris falling from the sky tells a story they aren't ready to put on the evening news. Yet. Right now, as you listen, American warships and the USS Abraham Lincoln are enforcing a steel-tight blockade, while Ukrainian operators in the Gulf are knocking Iranian drones out of the sky before they can threaten those same ships. Tell me in the comments immediately, how does it feel knowing Ukrainian soldiers are standing shoulder to shoulder with American sea power against the same Iranian regime that has been launching missiles at US bases? Drop your thoughts right now, because this alliance is changing the war in the Gulf, and we are watching it unfold live. President Volodymyr Zelensky dropped the bombshell himself in a closed-door briefing. Did we shoot things down? Yes, we did. Did we shoot them down in one country? No, in several. Those are not advisors. Those are Ukrainian soldiers operating on foreign soil and destroying Iranian drones in direct combat. What started as 228 drone experts training Gulf forces has turned into active shoot-downs using Ukrainian-made interceptor drones. The Sting, the P-1 Sun and this bullet, are all in the fight now, racing at speeds up to 343 kilometers per hour and slamming into Shahed drones with kinetic force that turns them into fireballs before they can reach their targets. This is the true nightmare that keeps the IRGC High Command awake at night. We aren't just talking about basic FPV drones here. These Ukrainian Sting interceptors are equipped with AI-driven optical tracking, a digital eye that simply ignores every electronic jamming signal thrown its way. Think about it. Iran has invested billions in GPS spoofing technology to divert sophisticated US missiles. But these Ukrainian drones, they don't need GPS. They see their prey. They recognize the cold silhouette of a Shahed 136 against the thermal haze of the Persian Gulf and lock on with a predatory tenacity that makes any evasive maneuver useless. It's almost hard to believe a bullet drone, 3D printed for less than the price of a mid-range laptop screaming through the night at 343 kilometers per hour. It doesn't need a massive heavy warhead. It relies on the raw, terrifying kinetic energy of its own velocity. When this 5-kilogram hunter slams into a 200-kilogram Shahed loaded with fuel and explosives, the result is a massive secondary detonation that lights up the Gulf sky like a second sun. This is the drone math that is currently electrifying the Pentagon. While Ukrainian pros handle the dirty work in the air, US destroyers can do the unthinkable. They can keep their massive radar systems dark. They stay invisible to Iranian anti-ship missiles, hidden in the shadows, while the Ukrainian drone swarm acts as an invisible expendable tripwire for the entire fleet. The era where million-dollar missiles were the only answer to cheap drones is officially over. These interceptors cost as little as $1,000 to produce, while a single Shahed runs Iran up to $50,000. That is 50 Ukrainian interceptors for the price of one Iranian drone. The cost asymmetry is brutal, and it is flipping the entire drone war on its head. Ukrainian operators use first-person view goggles and thermal imaging to hunt the Shaheds in real time. When the collision happens, the Shahed's large warhead detonates mid-air in a spectacular explosion that lights up the night sky over the Gulf. No American lives risked, no multi-million-dollar Patriot missile wasted, just cheap, deadly Ukrainian technology doing the heavy lifting, while United States Navy warships hold the line in the Strait of Hormuz. The hatred between the sides is raw and personal. The IRGC has spent years threatening to swarm the strait with fast attack boats and fill the skies with Shaheds to choke global energy flows. Now Ukrainian soldiers are shredding those same drones in the very airspace the IRGC needs to threaten American carriers and destroyers. The regime is furious. Iranian lawmakers already labeled Ukraine a legitimate target back in March for helping Israel. Today, Ukrainian operators are directly destroying Iranian assets in multiple Gulf countries, and the IRGC knows it. This is happening while the United States Navy enforces its blockade with overwhelming force. The USS Abraham Lincoln and its carrier Air Wing dominate the skies with F-35s and F-18 providing top cover. Aegis destroyers scan for threats, while submarines prowl beneath the surface ready with torpedoes. Every Iranian-linked vessel that tries to run the blockade hears the same cold radio call, Iranian-linked vessel, this is United States Navy warship. You are entering a declared naval blockade zone. Alter course 180 degrees immediately or face being fired upon. 6 tankers have already turned back in the first 3 days. No shots fired yet, but the message is crystal clear. The United States Navy owns these waters, and Ukraine is making sure the skies above them stay deadly for the IRGC. Let me ask you this right now as those Ukrainian operators lock on to the next incoming Shahed. Do you believe this unexpected alliance between Ukrainian soldiers and American naval power will force Iran to the table faster, or will the IRGC lash out with even more desperate attacks in the coming hours? Drop your honest take in the comments, because we are only on day 3 of the blockade and the pressure is building to a breaking point. Zelensky made it very clear this is not a training mission. Ukrainian soldiers are building and operating modern air defense systems that actually work. They are not just handing over drones. They are flying them into combat and racking up confirmed kills against Iranian Shaheds. In return, the Gulf partners are flooding Ukraine with weapons, oil, diesel, and cash that Ukraine desperately needs to keep pounding Russian forces back home. It is a perfect quid pro quo. Ukraine proves its interceptor technology on the battlefield, while the Gulf states get cost-effective protection against Iranian aggression. Everyone wins except the IRGC, but there is a much deeper, more dangerous game being played here. Why would Ukraine risk its elite drone pilots thousands of miles away from their own front lines? The answer is a high-stakes shadow war that could decide the fate of Europe. Every Iranian Shahed intercepted over the Gulf is a gold mine of intelligence. Ukrainian teams are stripping these drones down, mapping the latest IRGC software updates, and relaying that data back to Kiev in real time. But the real prize isn't just data. Sources suggest that in exchange for this active shield, Gulf nations are handing Ukraine the keys to survival high-spec semiconductors and specialized fuels that Russia has tried so hard to blockade. We are talking about the birth of dark factories in western Ukraine, funded by Gulf oil money, capable of churning out 2,000 interceptors every single day. President Zelensky is pulling off a masterstroke. He's proving to the world that Ukraine is no longer just asking for security, they are exporting it. By defanging Iran in the Strait of Hormuz, Ukraine is effectively removing Russia's most lethal partner from the global chessboard. Every drone Iran burns defending its own backyard is one less drone heading toward a Ukrainian city. This is the horizontal escalation Putin never saw coming. As the blockade enters day 3, Ukraine now holds the keys to the Middle East's survival, and the IRGC is absolutely terrified. The numbers tell the real story. Ukraine has pushed its interception rate against Russian missiles and drones to almost 90%. That is no coincidence. The same cheap interceptor drones now shredding Shahed over the Gulf are the ones turning the tide against Russia. Production is ramping up toward 2,000 units per day, and Gulf funding is making it possible. Every Shahed destroyed in the Middle East is proof that Ukrainian technology works, and that proof is worth billions in new defense contracts. The United States Navy is not fighting this alone anymore. While American destroyers and the Abraham Lincoln hold the naval line in the Strait of Hormuz, Ukrainian soldiers are clearing the skies above. The IRGC's drone swarms that once threatened shipping lanes and energy infrastructure are now meeting Ukrainian interceptors head-on in spectacular mid-air collisions. The regime that bragged about closing the strait now watches its own drones explode harmlessly before they can reach their targets. This is naval and air warfare at its most intense. American warships deliver the iron blockade while Ukrainian operators deliver the precision kills in the air. The hatred runs deep on both sides. Iran sees Ukraine's involvement as betrayal and direct interference in its backyard. Ukraine sees it as payback for the Iranian Shaheds raining down on its cities. The result is a deadly partnership that is tightening the noose around the IRGC faster than anyone expected. Right now, as those Ukrainian Sting interceptors scream toward the next Shahed, and American sailors stand watch on the decks of the Abraham Lincoln, the pressure on Iran is reaching a breaking point. The regime that once dreamed of dominating the Gulf is now facing a combined American-Ukrainian front that is stripping away its last remaining leverage. Tell me in the comments as this story develops, do you think Ukraine's direct combat role in the Gulf will finally break the IRGC? Or will we see even more desperate Iranian attacks on American and Ukrainian targets? Your voice matters because this conflict is moving at lightning speed. The United States Navy and Ukrainian soldiers are rewriting the rules in the Strait of Hormuz, and the world is watching. Smash that like button. If you stand with the men and women out there delivering justice on the waves and in the skies, subscribe for continuous frontline updates on this escalating naval and air conflict, and share this video with everyone who needs to see what real allied power looks like when America and Ukraine fight together against a common enemy. This is the kind of hard-hitting coverage that keeps you ahead of the story. Stay locked in because the next move could change everything. We will see you in the next Sit-Rep. Disclaimer. Dieses Video enthält Inhalte, die ganz oder teilweise durch künstliche Intelligenz erstellt oder unterstützt wurden. Das Material dient ausschließlich der Simulation, Illustration und Unterhaltung. Es stellt keine realen Ereignisse, keine politischen oder militärischen Ratschläge und keine verifizierten Informationen dar. Einzelne Elemente können fiktional dramatisiert oder ungenau sein. Zuschauer sollten dieses Video nicht als zuverlässige Informationsquelle oder Grundlage für reale Entscheidungen verwenden.